All right, guys. So this is getting ridiculous. Modern gaming is ridiculous. So not only do we have all the news with Sony getting rid of physical discs, not only do we have the collapse of Xbox, I believe, in real time as they pivot to trying to monetize Minecraft and Candy Crush Saga over, Doom and some of their other franchises. But now there's the word that the College Football 27 from EA is paywalling the single player experience. This is wild. This is where everything is headed. And once everything is online, once you can no longer own a physical copy of your game, once you're effectively renting your games, everything becomes a mobile game. And this is what the future of gaming looks like. And it's not good. At least AAA gaming, at least, the major companies. I'm not talking about the indies. In fact, I just saw a post before I hopped on to record this video that Mouse PI apparently is going to allow you to play your game offline without any, DRMC checks or license checks or anything like that, which is pretty cool. You buy the game, the physical copy of the game, you get to play the game. I mean, that's the way it should work, right? But companies like EA that need to always have record profits are going to find ways to monetize players endlessly. And now the single player experience is also being screwed up with microtransactions and paywalls. Let's talk about this. Let's dig into what's going on. We've got some reports that the devs were not happy about this either. So I think a lot of gamers aren't going to be happy. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, if you'd like more Clownfish TV, go out to more.clownfishtv.com for even more Clownfish TV podcasts and content, video content you will not find anywhere else. If you'd like to listen to the audio version of Clownfish TV, go out to iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Look for Clownfish TV podcasts, and we are there. So this is coming from Insider Gaming, and then we'll go out to Kotaku. College Football 27 has single-player microtransactions, and it's only the beginning. Oh, I'm sure. So there's another EA controversy brewing, this time involving the college football franchise. College Football 27 was released on July 2nd, and for those who spent $150 on its MVP plus membership, while players are praising the game for how it plays on the field, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger in the community for what many believe is a massive overstep by the studio. Players who have had the game for a week have noticed that EA has added microtransactions within their main single-player modes, Dynasty and Road to Glory. And they did so without previously letting fans or creators who attended the special preview event in Chicago know about the additions. All right, so you can spend more than the price of the game. So wait, $150? This is what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. I can almost guarantee you this is what they're going to do with Grand Theft Auto 6. You can spend more than the price of the game. Okay, while microtransactions have been in games for nearly 2 decades at this point, these specific ones have many up in arms. EA has added the ability to pay real money to upgrade your player or coach depending on the mode. You buy like steroids or something? Is that what you do? For example, if you want to upgrade your coach in Dynasty to the max level, it would cost you $100, which is more than the cost of the base game. Oh my God. What's more frustrating to players, and this is the real point of contention, is what EA removed from the game while adding the extra cost. In College Football 25 and 26, players were able to adjust specific sliders to increase the amount of XP earned. This would allow players who may not have the time or simply don't want to grind to level up quicker. Okay, in Football 27, those options have all been removed. The only way you can level up quicker is by spending the money. This is a mobile app. This is bullshit. So several players have pushed back. So this is Bordeaux. So he's actually got a tweet out here. He said, according to Mike Straw Media, many devs who knew about the stuff coming to College Football 27 were livid about it for months. He said, even future single-player only titles will have more monetization options enabled. This is no longer about College Football 27. This is the future of gaming. I can almost guarantee you that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be one of the most predatory games ever made because of how big it is and how important it is to the video game industry right now because they need a hit. So not only are you going to pay $80 to $100 for the base game, but you're probably going to be paying, tens of dollars or hundreds of dollars per month to actually get the full amount of enjoyment out of this game that you expected to get when you bought the game. This is where it's all going. This is why they don't want you owning physical media. This is why they want you always online. This is why they want you to subscribe. It's all about maximum monetization. This is where the video game industry is going right now, and it fucking sucks. So he is right. And all of this stuff is connected. The Sony disc thing, the Xbox shit, where they're basically saying, oh, we're going to double, triple down on Minecraft and turn it into Roblox, maximum profit. That's what this is all about. This is about the future and direction of games coming from EA. I'm speechless. Don't play. All right. So this is coming from what? Mike Straw Media. Going back to College Football 27, these decisions, as you'd expect, don't come from the core team who's responsible for the game. Speaking to multiple people who will remain anonymous due to not being permitted to talk to the press, many developers working on College Football 27 who knew about this implementation for months were livid. Even the player response as happened was expected, of course, and there was a worry from at least some of those who spoke that would be the loudest it's ever been. But those same sources say it likely won't result in much, and EA is just waiting for things to blow over. See also Sony. Analysts are saying that Sony doesn't give a shit about people being mad about the discs. They said it's not going to make much of a difference. Even if people rage quit PlayStation Network, they're not going to quit in the numbers required to actually do any real damage to Sony. That's what they're saying. And that's the thing. As long as they're incentivized to keep doing this, as long as people keep buying these microtransactions and loot boxes and all this shit, they're going to keep doing it because that's extra money. Again, they don't want to just sell you the game once. No. No. You have to subscribe to something. And if you're not subscribed, then we're gonna turn it into a freaking gambling app, and we're gonna charge because you're eventually gonna buy something extra, right? Can you imagine if they did this back in the day? I remember people were kind of mad about Sonic and Knuckles when it came out because they misunderstood. They did not realize that it was a self-contained game. They thought it was an add-on, that you had to have Sonic 3 or Sonic 2 to play it, and they were kind of mad about it. I knew because I was working at KB Toys at the time, fielding questions from parents who were like, I don't understand. Why would you make a game that you need another game to play? We had no idea. We had no idea what was going to happen. Sources tell me that EA has been looking at ways to add more monetization options to all of its games and franchises in its portfolio, whether it be college football and single-player modes or UFC 6, which will have paid expansions for the first time, Madden 27, which will have more monetization as well, or EAFC with its upcoming The Grounds mode. Everything is on the table. I think, didn't the UFC game, I think, had a bunch of ads, I think, in the game? I didn't play it, but I heard it had a bunch of ads in the game. They said everything is on the table regarding how EA is preparing to pay off that new debt. Even future single-player only titles from EA will have more monetization options implemented. This is the future. Here's Kotaku's article. $70 EA Sports College Football 27 locks single-player content behind microtransactions and earns mostly negative rating on Steam within 24 hours of release. They say, according to both fans and reviewers, the game itself is pretty great. It is. But the microtransactions, they said, according to reviews on Steam, 2 of EA Sports College Football's single-player offline modes, Dynasty and Road to Glory, no longer allow players to adjust the percentage. We talked about that. But you have to pay. You have to pay to win. Worse still, reviewers on Steam note that while the amount of XP you earn in these modes has risen, the amount required to level up has also risen. Yeah, so you have to keep on spending. Let's go out and look at the Steam page for this. All right, there we go. Mostly negative. There's only 400. Not recommended. Take microtransactions out of single-player modes. No season passes, no payment for upgrades. This is disgusting behavior. A lot of innovation this go-around. First game to be on Steam. Been excited for this forever. It's overshadowed by the greed of EA putting microtransactions into single-player modes. It sucks to give this a negative review because gameplay-wise, depth-wise, and presentation-wise, this is the best college football game to date. Yeah, so I mean, this is the thing. It's not just, your game can't just be good, but it has to be consumer friendly too. Probably the best dynasty and RTG to ever have been, and it's overshadowed by their greed, biblical greed, not just greed, biblical greed. Do not buy. Was looking forward to it. Finally on my PC. Then I saw that EA introduced pay to win in single player game modes. Yeah, absolutely not. I'm returning this. Not a single soul on this planet wanted microtransactions. I hate having to give it a negative review. A lot of people said the game is good. This is, again, I can almost guarantee this is how Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to go down. You're going to pay $80 to $100 for the game, and they're going to find ways to paywall content, add microtransactions, because they know this is a game just like Grand Theft Auto 5 that you will play for a decade, and everybody's looking at Fortnite, everybody's looking at Roblox, and you're like, this is the future of gaming. Pay to win, keep them hooked, right? Keep making money on that same game forever. Why make new games? Just keep monetizing the old games. And so this is why it takes us 10 years to bring a new game out. It's ridiculous. The whole AAA gaming scene is ridiculous, and it's going to burn itself down in real time. I 100% believe it is. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.